Hi everybody, good morning, it's Meg, and it's time for another early morning book review. And today we will be reviewing a Judy Bolton mystery, and it is The Whispered Watchword. And that was who it used to belong to, Marla Green. Marla, I've got your book now if you're watching. And let me see here. This is a lovely illustration. There weren't too many illustrations in this one, but this was a good book. It was very short. You can see it only took me 2 nights to read it. And it really, okay, let me back up and tell you about it. So in this one, Judy Bolton has married Peter. And you know, that's something that you don't see in Nancy Drew. She doesn't really evolve in her relationships. Oh, I forgot her boyfriend's name. Ned. But anyway, she doesn't really evolve in her relationship with Ned. But Judy evolves in her relationship and she marries Peter. And she marries Peter young. I think she's about 18 when she marries him. But anyway, so it takes place in 1961. And they have to go to Washington, D.C. because they're going to, I guess, live there because Peter has finished his FBI training. And so he has to go to the FBI headquarters in order to start working. And so they go and they stay at this motel. Now, one of the things that I loved about it was they're riding around in a Volkswagen Beetle. And Judy can drive it. Good for her, Judy. Good for you. My husband had a Volkswagen Beetle for a long time, and I never could figure out how to drive that thing. I was just the clutch all the time. But you didn't tune in to hear about my driving failures, I'm sure. Anyway, so it takes place in 1961. They go to Washington, D.C. with their cat, Blackberry, and they go to this motel, and very quickly we're introduced to the characters in the motel who are very one-dimensional. I mean, she must have just churned this out. Margaret Sutton. Is it Margaret Sutton? Let's see. Let me look. Hold on. Yeah, Margaret Sutton. She must have just churned this out overnight because there wasn't really that much story to it. We're quickly introduced to the one-dimensional characters at the motel, and they are being harassed by the mob. They don't call it the mob, they call it organized crime. And organized crime has come in and has said that they have to pay protection money or they're going to do something to their young daughter, Rosita. And so, of course, Judy gets very involved in this. The cat gets lost. Peter's off at the FBI headquarters, but he still knows what's going on with Judy. And mayhem ensues. Now, one of the things that I loved about this book was I loved the vision of Washington in 1961. We've got the smiling senator, and she drives up and parks in the senator's parking lot, and she doesn't realize it's the senator's parking lot, and they're all like, oh, that's fine, just park there. There's no security really anywhere. She goes on the tours of the Capitol. She goes to see the Declaration of Independence. She is all welled up with patriotism about being an American citizen. And the Washington that she is in supports that. And I just thought that was cool. I just thought, it was like, oh, does Washington, I mean, was it ever like that? Or was it always an illusion? I don't know. Probably always an illusion. I don't like to think of it like that, though, but I don't know. Anyway, 1961, I believe JFK was president in 1961. I actually did not look that up, and that should have been a fact I looked up before I started this rant or this review. So the other part of the book that I loved is when danger calls, Judy goes. And she just goes and does it. She like breaks open these boards on this abandoned building, and she breaks them open and she crawls inside because of course she's looking for Rosarita. Rosita is the name. She's looking for her, and she goes through this building, and she finds the child, and she gets trapped, but she doesn't want the child to be scared, and so she adopts a very cheery attitude. And I just thought, good for you, Judy. Good for you. I think that we have, I mean, it's really showing bravery. She shows a lot of bravery, which she usually does, and everything. She doesn't panic. I just thought it was great. I just thought it was wonderful. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. The only reason I didn't give it a 5 stars is because it was just too quick. It didn't have, I mean, I'm not going to say you knew everything that was going to happen, but it didn't have much meat to it. You know, you got like a brief overview of what the motel was like that, and then boom, moving on. And then you got a brief overview of the family that's being harassed by the organized crime, and then boom, moving on. So she just turned this one out really a little bit too quickly. Well, but I am excited because my next book that I'm going to read, I got from the library yesterday. And it's going to be Jaws. And this is going to be kind of my Halloween read. It's not a traditional Halloween read, but I'm going to read it because it's supposedly so terrifying. That's what it says on the back. It's so terrifying, and millions of people read it in the 70s. It was a bestseller. And so I'm going to read it, and I'm excited about that. I don't often read, I would consider this an adventure novel, and so I'm kind of breaking out of my path and reading an adventure novel. Anyway, leave me a like. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you to all my new subscribers and the ones who keep coming back. Hello, I love you guys. Send me more comments. I love the comments. Anyway, I am going to finish my coffee and get ready for work, and I will check you later.